Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're actually going to go pick up some parts for a buddy of mine's car, and it's going to be a full exhaust system, and right now we're going to go grab it. So guys, this is Trevor right here. We're actually going to pick up his exhaust system. It's full catback. We're actually going to a place called Okos. It's right over by where we live pretty much. And we're gonna go pick it up, and then we have to make one more stop, and then we're doing the end. So we just now picked up the whole catback system. This will be a little bit later. We gotta take one more trip, and then we'll actually get to the install. Okay, so yesterday was actually a disaster. We went and got all of Trevor's parts, and we actually drove out about an hour away to go pick a Cobb tuner up for his car. We put the tune on in the parking lot of the shop that we went to, and it took all of maybe 15 minutes. And as we were driving home, his car blew up. Through a rod, so the whole car is just done for right now. He's got to actually wait so that way he has enough money in order to be able to buy a short block. So that install is not going to happen for a while, but yeah, we're still going to install the AGP intercooler. That's coming up in here shortly. I just got to wait for all the shipments and stuff to come in, so that way we can actually get this thing going. Okay, now the first thing we gotta do is actually just take out these little written things right there. There's a screw that's holding this side in place. Screw holding on this side in place. And yeah, that should be it. Okay, now that we got the front bumper off, sitting right over here, now we have to take off the intercooler. So basically, it's just that bolt right there, that bolt right there, and then we're gonna have to undo this clamp right here, and this clamp right up here. It should just pull out right after that. Alright, so I finally got out the intercooler. It was actually kind of difficult because right over here, this was actually right angled, pretty much right next to against this bash bar, and you can't really fit a screwdriver in there. So what I ended up doing is I ended up taking off the top first. I ended up fitting the whole intercooler out this way, unbolted these bolts, and then while it was kind of up on an angle, then kind of took my time trying to screw that, unscrew that, and it finally came out. So, and actually they just now shipped the new intercooler. It just came in about 5 minutes ago. So let's get to unboxing this thing. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Well, this is definitely a lot heavier than the stock one. Man. Look at that thing. Yeah, this thing probably only weighs like a couple pounds. That weighs pretty much like 20 pounds. So let's see here, get a comparison for you guys. You just tell by the width of it, it's a lot bigger. The height of them both are about the same, but man, this thing, look at the thickness on both of those. This one's the stock one, that's the AGP. Man, that's thick. And another cool thing that they ship out with you if you want to put their logo on their intercoolers, because they actually don't ship them painted anymore, is actually they ship you this. If you want to put that on there, you can, and paint over it. So I decided to paint the intercooler black. Just gives it a nice look. Not really a fan of the chrome. Looks a lot better this way. It would be for all the extra piping that I need. We got new couplings, some more brackets, a bend, and a couple actual metal bends. Okay, so I actually painted the charge pipes for this car. That one right there, and this one right here. Both of them I just painted with a black clear coat and everything. So now what we got to do is we actually have to drill onto the crash bar. So right on the bottom here, we're gonna have to drill 2 holes that coincide, actually 4 holes that coincide with these 2 and 2, and then that way it can be mounted up onto the front mount. Okay, one good little trick that you're gonna want to know if you're only doing this by yourself, especially even if you're doing it with 2 people, is to take the floor jack and actually jack it up so that way it stays up against the crash bar. So that way you can actually mount it, like put that bolt in right there up against the crash bar, and that way it makes it a whole lot easier. One thing I did notice when I started drilling holes into the bottom of the crash bar is definitely use a 13 by 64 drill bit. I ended up using a couple other ones that were a tad bit bigger. 2 of them I used a little bit bigger of one. They're kind of like barely hanging in there, barely connected. With this one, they fit perfect. You just have to snug them on with a socket, and definitely the right size to go with. Don't go anything bigger than this, or else it really is hard to put them in there. Okay, I actually have everything put back together right now. I did end up forgetting to show you guys where these links, like these little cup links, go to. Basically, you're gonna have 2 of these. One's gonna go on this charge pipe right here, and then the second one is actually going to go right here, right on the bottom part of the intercooler. This pipe is the brand new pipe that you're going to be replacing, and then you use your old cup link pipes to connect them, the little clamps. So those go there, and then right in here, it's going to be kind of hard to tell, but right inside here, that's the 45-degree one. Basically, kind of, let's see if I can show it for you guys. Okay, so I took this off so you guys can get a better look at this. But right here is where the top part of it is. That's the beginning of the 45-degree one. And let's see if I can fit my camera in there a little bit better for you guys. But yeah, basically it's going to clamp going upward, and then it's going to go like this. It's going to go straight up, and then it's going to come outward like this to connect to this one that comes up to this charge pipe right up here. So wasn't the easiest by yourself. Definitely I recommend a second person to help you guys out with this. Okay, so this is the end result. Mine's a little off-centered, not too bad, but that's something that I'm not even gonna worry about. Grill goes in between there and that anyways. But I'm about to take it off for a first spin. One thing I did notice though is because I did not have the splash guard, my car doesn't have a splash guard, and I had an aftermarket one, and with this intercooler you can't fit it underneath there. So what I actually had to do was zip tie these wheel wells to the bumper, so that way they don't hit the tire. I had to do that on both sides. Right now I got it partially put back together, not all the way. It's just so that way I can go test drive it. But let's see how it goes. Alright, so we finally got it finished installed. Just took it for a test drive. Definitely can see a little bit of a difference. Not too much. You gotta be really paying attention to really be able to notice it. It's not like it's gonna make a huge difference, but in the long run, with a lot of more parts and more things coming on this car, it's definitely gonna be worth it in the long run. Another thing too is if you end up going through, there's a little hole, if you end up drilling up into that to mount it, that's already pre-existing, just letting you know that it is going to be off-centered. Mine is a tad off-centered on this side, and it's more flush on the inside over there because it's basically just being more tucked in there, and then we have a little bit of a gap right here. So if you want it to be a little bit more flush, make some new holes. There's only that one pre-existing hole that you can go through, so you could definitely try and, you know, just make your custom hole and try and make it more fitting and more perfect. But for me, looks pretty fine. Definitely when I took it out for a test drive, some of the hose clamps actually fell off, like the little cup links, those fell off. So I had to take it back, put it back on, really tighten them. Make sure you really tighten those, because that's something you really do not want to happen while you're driving on the road and you floor it and all of a sudden you have no boost, because you're going to have 0 PSI. You're still going to have vacuum, but you're not going to have any PSI. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Helps me out a lot. Alright, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think it look like? You guys like it? Let me know in the comments. Alright, take it easy, guys. And one more thing I forgot to mention is actually we did not put on the wastegate today. If you can tell, it's kind of starting to get a little bit dark. It's definitely a lot later in the day than it was earlier. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to be able to do it tonight. So that's just going to be a different video for you guys. But it'll definitely be coming up next. That's definitely the next thing that's coming. And you guys will be the first to know. So, see you guys.